you liking about your group so far in this series?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, two hard games. Obviously, very competitive. We're happy with the results so far, but we're focused on building our game and looking towards Game 3 and just keeping our focus there.
If you were going to clean something up in the D zone, what do you think it would be?
The net fronts are important right now. So D, that's not letting people behind you or underneath you at the net, and then there's always room for improvement when it comes to breakouts. We want to be able to exit with control and make plays that way. And it's challenging when they're in on the forecheck, but I think that's an area that our group in our D corps specifically can continue to build on.
How have you found the forecheck?
They're coming hard. They are playing with a lot of speed. They're, physical, and that's an area of their game that we knew that they were going to focus on.
Having said that, when you game,
Willie,
yeah.
he's doing his thing. He's playing great. We've got lots of guys up front that are competing hard and playing hard, and obviously right now Willie is playing with lots of confidence and feeling it. So when he's able to do that, it obviously helps our group a lot.
Morgan, you talked a little bit about their forecheck and how they're pressing, but last night you guys seem to expose an Achilles heel when they do that on the transition because there were guys open behind them. Is that part of the?
Yeah, I think. I don't really know. I think both teams have been able to do that. I think that there was a period of the game there where there was a lot of back and forth, and both teams were creating chances off the rush, and to exchange chances like that. I don't think either team is looking to do that, but I think that's just kind of nature of things. So for us as D-men, we want to get back for pucks hard and make plays and try to create those opportunities in transition. But they're playing hard, and like I said, it's been competitive. So that's challenging at times, but we're going to continue to work through things.
What's it say about your response where in Game 6 against Ottawa, they score off your goalie's back to tie the game in the third? You guys come back 101 seconds later. Last night, they tie the game. You come 17 seconds later.
Yeah, it's good. This time of year, you want to be able to respond and push back when something doesn't go your way, and that's going to happen a lot. And I think as a group, that's an area of focus. We want to be able to respond to those moments, and it seems to have been happening. And it's not something that we're going to take for granted. We have to stay focused on that and continue to do that.
You want to win. You want to. Sorry, one-goal games, not just in the playoffs, but throughout the season. You guys had a whole bunch of one-goal wins. How did that set you up? I never thought of this as a one-goal team, winning team. But so how did that set you up for the playoffs?
I think it's just about being comfortable in those games, and we talk about it all year. And if you had it your way, or if we had it our way, you'd be up by a couple every night, not have to worry about it. But over the course of the season, when you're in these close games, you just become more comfortable, and you have a better understanding for playing within structure and doing what you need to do down the stretch in these close games. And we're playing against a team that's also very comfortable in that position, and I would expect the games to be close and competitive moving forward. So for us, it's just about being comfortable, and I think we're going to continue to build. And obviously you're happy to be up in the third, but it's nerve-wracking and challenging, and it's been a good test for our group that we've been able to stick together and execute.
You want to win every game, but tough building you're going into is a split. Be pretty.
Yeah, we're just kind of focused on Game 3. Our goal, to your point, is to go out there and win every night. But these guys are battle tested and experienced and extremely competitive. So we're not getting carried away with anything. We're just focusing.
Morgan,
what about the discipline you guys have shown after whistles? We know they have some guys that are pretty good at trying to get under your skin and so on, but a lot of your players have just skated away. Has that been talked about for the series to play whistle to whistle?
Yeah, I think that's something you talk about even when you're a kid. You don't want to react to certain things, but there's a time and a place to to address things. And I mean, it's a really competitive series, and it's a really competitive time of year. So I mean, things are going to happen. Players are going to get emotional and stuff. But I think I think so far it's been good. And for our group, we talk about being disciplined, and we'll continue to focus on that. And I think they're probably saying the same thing. So.
Morning, the Lundell line
Last
for
one.
Florida seems to be the impact line through the first couple of games in the series. What makes them difficult to play against?
Well, they have great depth, and all their lines have been effective, and they all play with pace and skill, and again, they're a deep team and they're experienced this time of year. So for us, we're just trying to keep our focus, and I don't think that there's a huge emphasis on any one line in particular. It's important that we take those matchups seriously and stay dialed in and make sure you know who you're out there against.
Given you know these guys pretty well, what sort of response are you expecting from the Panthers down in Florida?
Yeah, this is a team that's not going to quit. They're going to have some pushback here, and they got some home ice, and they're going to try to feed off the energy that building's going to bring. So this team is, like I said, they're not just going to roll over. They're going to bring their best, and that's yet here to come. So we got to be ready for that.
Steve, you know the forward check of the Panthers better than anyone, obviously. Craig was just saying it starts in the offensive zone for you guys to combat that once the puck play moves down the ice. What do you have to do you think, in the ozone to kind of limit it, if you will, or whatever you want to call it?
Yeah, we can't really sit back, and that's not the thing. We don't really want to play passive in the ozone and try to cheat back to make sure that we're back in our zone on defense. We've been doing it all year. We got to be able to play hard down in the corners, have a responsible third forward, and then if they transition, which they do very well, then we'll have guys back, and we got to make sure that our guys that are down in the corner in front of the net just track hard and make sure they beat their guys up the ice. So it's no secret. I think we've been doing a good job of that this series and limiting their chances off the rush, and it's definitely something we need to be aware of.
What stands out to you about playoff Nylander?
Yeah, he's just got ice in his veins. Like it seems, I heard Chief's comments yesterday, and he's spot on with this guy. Just doesn't really feel that pressure. It seems like he just goes out and he's playing these big. It's like the biggest game of his life, and he just performs. So it's great to see him deliver, and we need it. And he's playing some great hockey.
You guys had a big pushback in the second period. What did you notice about your game and how it changed?
Yeah, this is a team that doesn't give you a whole lot, and you got to take advantage of the areas when they lapse. And I think we did a good job capitalizing on some opportunities when I think we did a good job forcing them to get out of position and with the speed off the puck, taking pucks to the net, and I think we did a good job doing that. So it doesn't always happen in the first shift. It kind of takes time to wear them down and feel them out a little bit and get to know that they're going to be pinching on the ice and stuff like that, and then we just kind of play the chess game after that.
I think you guys have 9 goals and 50 shots, and do you expect a better Bobrovsky as the series progresses?
Bob's made some big saves, and he's a goalie that can steal you games. So we just we need to keep doing what we're doing, get into the blue paint, and try to take his eyes away. That we've had success when we've got bodies in front of him, and he can't see the puck. It's tough for any goalie to stop the puck if they can't see, obviously. So he's capable of putting up a 50-save performance at any point, and we're aware of that. So we've done a good job, like I said, just getting to the net. We just need to keep doing what we're doing.
Stevie, the Lundell line for Florida seems to be the impact line through the first couple of games of this series. From your time there, what have you learned about him, and now they add Marchand to the mix there too?
Yeah, they're young guys, and maybe not Marshy, but he brings that veteran experience. But those two guys were so solid last season in the playoffs, and for being so young, they play the game the right way, and they bought into that system there, and they've had success, and you can see it. They're kind of all over the ice. They're trusted in the D zone, and they've chipped in offensively as well. So that's a line that we can't take lightly.
How much were you following the little stuff your guys did last night in terms of Carlo knocking a puck off the line, and McCabe and Tanev getting rattled? A lot of little things have been adding up to wins here.
That's it, and that's playoff hockey. It's kind of the stuff that doesn't always show on the score sheet that might save you the game, or it might lead to a chance at the other end. And like I said, that's the beauty of it. It's not always picked up, and not everybody notices, and they might not get the glory, but the guys in this room recognize the things like that, and that's all that matters.
What stood out most about how Joe's navigated the last game and a half with Stolarz coming in?
Yeah, Joe's been great, and it says a lot about his character. Not playing throughout the first round of the playoffs, and having him come in even last game and make a few big saves, and then the performance he put up last night. It just shows that he truly cares, and he's a top-notch pro, and he's such a good guy. He's got a great personality. He's got that goalie quirk, but the guys in here love him, and yeah, he was just phenomenal.
How's the chirping factor been with your former teammates?
Yeah, it's we're not trying to get too distracted. We know they got some guys over there that they like to get under our skin a little bit, but we don't want to buy too much into that. We're trying to play our game.
Stevie, what did you see on Max Domi's goal and his ability in the playoffs to have those big moments?
Yeah, that was huge. I think it just started in the D zone, and he came out and took a big face off, and then we got the puck out. Lottie made a great play in the neutral zone. Not easy. He had two guys on him, and just to be able to keep control the puck, keep it in front of him, and bump it over to Mo. He made a great pass to me, and then I was maybe going to bury my head and just try to take that to the house, but I heard Maxie yelling, and I thought I'd throw it over to him. I think he's got a little better shot at scoring a goal than I do. So he made a great shot over the blocker, and he's been all over the ice, and yesterday he played a great game.
What's it like to play this atmosphere, Steven, as a local guy, and that moment when it goes in, the energy, how do you describe it?
The building's more alive right now, and it's beautiful to see. We feed off the crowd, and when they get the Go Leafs Go chants going, we definitely hear that. So it's been a privilege to be out there skating around. Yeah.
We've seen your shot a lot this year. It's got in the net a bit, but when you get to play like that last night, what does it do for your confidence going home that that offensive side can come out every so often?
Yeah, I'm confident in my ability to make plays, and there's a time and a place to do that stuff, and I know my role that I don't need to be trying those things all game long and maybe turning pucks over the blue line, stuff like that. But I think that was the right time to make that play, and Maxie made a great play, yelling. Like I said, I was probably just going to try to take that wide and take it to the net, but for him to come up on my wing like that and be yelling for the puck, he wanted that puck, and I gave it to him.
How's Anthony doing today? What sort of progress is he making?
I haven't seen him today yet, but
Is he going to travel with you guys today?
I doubt it. Yeah, not right away.
Did you stay away from Willie today?
I did. I haven't seen him yet.
How did you come to the conclusion it was best to leave him alone? Because I remember earlier in the year, you were talking to him, it felt like almost every practice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was just, kidding around about that, but we have a good relationship, talk a lot and stuff. But Willie, like I said, he, he's got great abilities and skills, and he's doing a great job for us right now, producing and working, doing all the right things.
The Panthers' forecheck hasn't been an issue in the final result of each game, but what do you guys have to do to be better against it starting tomorrow night, do you think?
Well, I think it starts in the offensive zone for me. We gotta do a better job of creating more ozone time. And what's happening is we're getting beat up the ice, a little bit too much from our offensive zone. Like they're jumping by us and getting up the ice a little bit too much. So I'd like to see us make sure we get above people a little bit quicker, and also just create a little bit more ozone time against them and make them, tire them out a little bit in their end.
That goes well for Lance. Yeah.
What have you guys done to generate some rush chances in transition?
Just doing a good job on taking advantage of their aggressiveness and getting behind them and things like that, and making strong plays that way. I think we talked about that. They're coming hard all the time. Their D are very aggressive. They got real good gaps, so trying to get in behind them as best we can.
The team had a particularly good second period pushback after giving up that early goal. What was the message in between the first and second?
Like my message in the room? Not much different than it was before the game. I think, it's playoff hockey. There's no room or time for rest out there, or, understanding that every puck battle is important, being competitive and physical, and just being aggressive all over the ice. Like, you have to be in the playoffs. So my message is just continue to press and pressure and be aggressive and be physical and win your battles.
When you get a chance to look at tape after the game, do you get to appreciate the little things your defense has done, like Carlo jumping on a puck, McCabe swatting it away, and
that's all big, in the playoffs. All those things around your net and blocking a shot, and there's breakdowns, right? And there's going to be breakdowns. So that second and third effort is highly important, and we're getting a lot out of it.
What's been the biggest challenge the Lundell line has presented so far?
Big. Marchand on that line, who's a very good player. We all know that. He has the ability to extend plays with his skill, and you know, his strength, and he can make plays, and he's good at it, and he's a gamer. So I think him added to that line makes that line very dangerous.
Craig Pacioretty not only finding his way onto the score sheet, but he had 5 hits in the first period alone of the last game. What does that say about the impact he's had since returning to?
Yeah, I think he's done that all year when he's played, but he's been a physical player, and we've asked him to be that type of player, and he, you know, he's doing it, and I think he, you know, he enjoys going out and banging the body, and he's getting on the forecheck and doing a good job of that, and also on the score sheet. You know, it's the power play goal last night. He knows where he makes his money, and his home is at the net front, and he did a good job of tipping that puck in.
You want to win it. You want to win every game, but how important is the split down there?
I'm worried about tomorrow. That's it. I mean, it's going to be a tough game. We know that. That's a hard building. They're very good at home, and you know, it's going to be a hard game. We all know that. And it's going to be a physical game, and we got to be prepared for it. I'm not going to go beyond Game 3.
What are you noticing about McMahon's game as this series progresses?
Yeah, I think he's using his speed and getting behind him a little bit and getting opportunities like we had the one last night. But, you know, he's skating really well. I think he's been physical. He's got to keep doing that. And, you know, that's his game, the skating and physicality and using his speed and get to the net.
Craig, what would you say has pleased you the most since day one of camp to today in terms of things that you hoped you could instill in this team for being a more playoff-ready team?
I think commitment to, you know, playing that north style of game and putting pucks in deep, and that's everybody. You know, I think they've done a real good job of that and creating that identity, and just also I bring it up all the time, the puck battles and the physicality, and you need that. And I think our team has really done a good job throughout the season and in the playoffs here of that.
Do you suspect that you haven't seen the best of Bobrovsky yet, and if you haven't?
Well, yeah, he's a great goalie. We all know that. I mean, I go way back with Bob and Philly. I mean, he's a gamer. He's a great goalie. He's, you know, he's a worker. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're going to have to make life difficult for him. Yeah. That's the bottom line. I mean, I liked how we went to the blue paint last night and on some situations. We got to even do it more.
The shift after the tying goal where Marner scores, what did you like about how those guys approached that moment?
I think it's been all year where most of the year and in playoffs where we respond, we get scored on. It's like, well, okay, well, we need a good shift now. And I think our guys, you know, 1 through 4 on the lines and the D go out there and with that mentality. You know, we're not gonna sit back and, oh, here they come, we're gonna go after them, and that's it. That's the mindset you got to have. You know, we get scored on, and there's ups and downs. We talk about composure all the time. Just go out and play.